What's up, guys? This is a Miracle, and today I've got a Stamina Templar build for you. Something other than Magic of Dragon Knight. Anyways, let's go and get straight into this build video. So first thing off, we're going to start with the stats. We are on our front bar, which is dual wield with an axe and sword. We got 9.5k magicka, 25.7k health. This is with Emperor bonus, by the way, guys. And 35.3k max stam. 514 magicka recovery, 432 health recovery, 1608 stam recovery, 2818 weapon damage with just about 30% weapon critical. Yeah, fairly high resistances. We are in heavy armor, by the way. Almost 20k spell resistance, just about 17k physical resistance. And our critical resistance can go up higher. Just about maybe 1900, maybe 2k. And our physical penetration is almost 4k. And we just lost Emperor. Yeah, right there. 23.6k health without Emperor. Perfect timing. You guys care about the other resistances right here. And we are running the Serpent, the food of Dubious Cameron. You guys don't know what Dubious Cameron is? Increase your stamina recovery, max stam, and max health. Very, very, very helpful on a Stamplar. Alright. That's our front bar. Let's go and get into the back bar. Pretty much all the same stats. We got lower weapon damage, higher stamina recovery. Why is the stamina recovery higher? The stamina recovery is higher because we are running Repentance on this bar. Physical penetration is also a little bit lower. Everything else is still the same. I'm going to show you guys the stats fully buffed. We got 3.3k weapon damage. It can go up to 4.4k, I believe. 4.3, 4.4k. How? 1, light attack proc, and 2, ravaging proc. Resistances are obviously a little bit higher, just about 22k physical resistance and almost 25k spell resistance. Everything else is still pretty much the same. I don't know why it's lagging so bad. It's weird. Back bar. Weapon damage, fully buffed. It's just about 4k, maybe 4.1k weapon damage. Everything else is still the same. Alrighty, let's go and get straight into the sets of which we're running. Alrighty, guys. So we got a few different combinations we can do with this build, monster set wise. So for our monster set, we're running 2-piece Troll King. I'll explain why we're running Troll King over Bloodspawn here in a second. So why are we running Troll King first of all? One, the healing done, the 2%, it is pretty helpful, especially since we're not running Rally. We are running Forward Momentum, and I'll explain why we're running Forward Momentum over Rally on the Stamplar here in a second. So 2-piece Troll King. Troll King, pretty much since we're an Orc, this build is definitely best with an Orc, especially without Rally, because we already have a health recovery bonus. Nord will also be good. I believe they also have a 20% health recovery bonus. And also they get damage mitigation. Orc and Nord are probably two best races in my opinion for this specific build. Redguard is also one of them. However, Redguard does not get the health recovery bonus, and the health recovery so it really helps out the Troll King proc. So pretty much, if you get low health, pretty much pop a Vigor, and you're gonna get back into full health within 2 to 3 seconds, as long as you're able to mitigate the damage that's coming at you. So you can LOS or roll dodge once or twice. You're gonna go from 20% health to 100 within 2 to 3 seconds. It's insane. Especially if you have your Ravaging with your light attack procs, your Vigor ticks are twice, 3, 4 times as harder. You're gonna want to get Impen, but unfortunately I just had Reinforced. That's just what I had, so I stuck with it until I can get Impen. All max stamina glyphs and all of your armor pieces. Then we're running 5-piece Bone Pirate, sash, and gloves. It is very important that you do not run a Bone Pirate chest or leg. Why? First of all, chest and leg, they're both heavy pieces. You get more armor out of them. So you're going to want that to be heavy. Whereas if you run medium, you'd be slightly squishier. So you're trying to get the most out of the heavy armor. You got a heavy head, heavy chest, heavy leg, and then 2-piece medium. So with the 3 big pieces being heavy, we're a lot tankier than what we would be as if leg and chest were medium. Then Bone Pirate Jewelry. We got 3 weapon damage. These two are both Kuda. This is Kuda. You can go 2 weapon damage, 1 stam recovery, or reduce stam cost if you really want to. Why do I say that? For one, being at 1600, 1700 stam recovery on a Stamplar is pretty damn hard, especially since we're sprinting a lot to LOS, roll dodging a lot to mitigate some of that damage. But if you can sustain with this as a Stamplar, definitely go with it. I've been getting better at it myself. I will be posting a decent amount of clips of solo play and small scale PvP. But again, that's up to you. If you want more damage, go 3 weapon damage. If you feel like you want more magic recovery, or reduce magic cost of skills for your restoring focus and extended ritual, you can definitely go with that. They all work just as well. But I prefer 3 weapon damage as I am learning the heavy attack weave more. And then we're running 5 ravaging. We got chest, leg, boots, sword, and axe. Not boots, legs also happen to be reinforced, so we are missing out on a lot of critical resistance with 3-piece reinforced. You're going to want to run 7-piece impen, or if you really wanted to, you could go with well-fitted on the helmet and shoulder, or even, as long as, like, even just 2-piece well-fitted, that will help a lot. Why will it help a lot? Let me see if I have a well-fitted piece on me. Apparently I do not. Okay, but pretty much what well-fitted does is it reduces the cost of sprint and roll dodge. So running 2-piece well-fitted will definitely be helpful as well. In fact, I might try to switch out 2 of these reinforced pieces for well-fitted. Yeah, I'm going to try to do that. And if you're able to sustain really and you don't need such high critical resistance, you can run 2 well-fitted. You can probably do like helmet and not helmet, glove and belt, and then you can run 3 infused helmet, chest, leg. Put either multi or tri-stat glyphs on them to get more health and more magicka with slightly less stamina, or you can just run infused with stamina glyphs on it to get a higher stamina pull. It is fully up to you. In my opinion, I would say if you're gonna run 3 infused, 2 well-fitted, 2 impen, definitely go with tri-stat on the infused to get a higher health and magicka pull. And then we're also running Ravaging Sword, Nirnhone, Ravaging Axe, Sharpened. Now, why am I not doing dual sword or dual axe? Okay, here's why. The axe is currently bugged this patch, and from what I've read on the Dragonbone DLC, I believe that's what it's called, its patch notes, they are not fixing the bleed. And pretty much what the bug is that the offhand axe, or really the second axe in general, is not giving the bleed damage that it should be giving. Like, it's not proccing at all. And that's only with the second axe. I'm not sure if it is with the offhand axe in general or just the second axe in general, but if it is with the offhand, I'm kind of screwed because I'm running main hand sword. But either way, this is what I've been running with, and it's been working out perfectly fine. I've noticed bleed damage from the axe definitely works, but it's up to you. If you want to go the safe path, you can go main hand, nerd, axe, offhand, sharpened sword. It is up to you. And why are we running sword? We are running sword for the extra 2.5% damage. We're running back bar Asylum Greatsword. Now, you don't want an Asylum Greatsword. You're going to want a Ravaging Greatsword. Why? You're going to want to get that 4-piece for extra damage. Now, why am I not running a Ravaging Greatsword? First of all, I already had a golded out Asylum Greatsword that was Nirnhoned. So I went ahead and threw that on. I did have a 2H Ravaging Greatsword, but it wasn't golded out, and I was not about to waste purple mat, not purple, but gold mats on it. So then I've just kept the Asylum since it's already golded out. But if you're able to afford the extra tempering alloy, then definitely go with that. But in my opinion, it's not getting 126 more weapon damage. In my opinion, for 60, 70, 80k gold is not worth it. And then we are running the Entrapping Poison. Yes, this is very cheese, but for one, it helps immobilizes those enemies that love to just sprint around. So whenever you're able to immobilize them and then snare them, it's going to make your jabs twice as easier to land. And also, it's going to drain the stamina cost of all their abilities. You can run Magicka, where it drains their Magicka, not drains their Magicka, but increases the cost of their Magicka abilities. It's fully up to you, but I've just found Stamina to be more helpful in my opinion. Now for sets, what all can you do? Okay, if you can play for whatever reason you can play with super low stam recovery on a Stamplar, which I doubt many people can, you're gonna want to run 5 mechanical if you wanted to. The only thing is with running 5 mechanical is that since it's crafted, ravaging jewelry is healthy. You're gonna have to get healthy jewelry, and you're gonna want to run a max stam recovery food, or just max stam in general, kind of make up for the robust that you're missing. But running 5 mechanical and 5 ravaging is a very good combo. I've done that before. You hit really hard, especially since mechanical procs all the time on a Stamplar and ravaging procs all the time on a Stamplar. Definitely worth running if you can run the low regen, however I cannot. What else can you switch sets out for? You can run two-piece blood spawn if you wanted to. Make sure that you have at least 5 heavy, by the way. Two-piece blood spawn. Why would you want to run the blood spawn? More stam recovery, and then also to generate the ultimate and to make you really tanky for 6 seconds. Just about, so yeah, 6.2k, more physical and spell resistance. And that's pretty much all that you can switch your gears out for. Mechanical acuity, ravaging, troll king, blood spawn. Those sets all work out pretty well. Alrighty. Get straight into the CP now. And by the way, guys, we are champion 585. So if you're a max CP, this build will be twice as better for you. Warlord, we got 15.1%. Sprinter, we got 3. If you're a max CP and you can afford more CP, you're going to want to get about 10% Sprinter. That would help a lot with sustain too. And also for LOS. You're going to want 56 Mooncalf, 46 Tenacity. You're going to want 11%, but jump points kind of screwed me, so I'm stacking this up to 11. 12% will be your max. You can throw a little bit into magic recovery and or health recovery if you wanted to. And also, if you wanted to as well, I forgot to mention, if you wanted to get 120 points into this tree for the wind running set, not set, but passive, increase your magicka and health recovery, or health magicka recovery by 10% while sprinting. This is very helpful. It also increases your movement speed, and since you're an orc, this will make you pretty damn fast. And having an extra health recovery while Troll King is procced with your vigor up, and plus there are small little forward momentum ticks, this is very helpful. 2 Befoul, 51 Tumbling. You can also throw a little bit into Shadow Ward if you wanted to. Befoul, you probably really don't need that. I don't know why I put it in there, I just did. Definitely need the Tumbling though. You can get 5% Blessed max if you wanted to. 35 Master at Arms, you're going to want about 16 to 18%. Why, by the way, some of you may ask, it's pretty much to increase the strength of our Dawnbreaker. 56 in a Thaumaturge, you're going to want about, I believe it's 72. Let me check. Yeah, 72 is going to be about what you want. Ah, shit. Okay, so yeah, 72 is going to be about what you want. 37 into Precise Strikes, 24 into Piercing, 43 into Mighty. Any leftover CP, throw them into Piercing. 56 Ironclad, you're going to want to get, again, about 72 in there for 23%. 28 Resistant, you're going to want to get 37 in there for the 1017 Resistant. 37 Thick-Skinned, 37 Hardy, 37 Ellie Defender, you're going to want to get these two to about 10%. And then for quick recovery, you're going to want to get about 5% into there, but I did not have the leftover CP. These 3 right here are much needed along with Ironclad. Now let's get into the skills. Skills on our front bar. We are running Rendering Slashes. Why are we running Rendering Slashes over Blood Craze? Rendering Slashes, first of all, gives them a snare by 50%, which allows our biting jabs to hit much, much easier. You can run Blood Craze if you want to, especially since we're running Caltrops, which also gives them a snare, but it's only by 30%. But I prefer the 50% snare plus the dot. The dot is very, very powerful. Power of the Light, this is a given. If you don't want to run Power of the Light, which I used to do this until I realized that Power of the Light gives you a shit ton of DPS, you can run Blade Cloak to make you extra speedy, allowing you to LOS easier, which makes your survivability a lot better, and also gives you a 25% reduction to AoE attacks. But in my opinion, the extra damage on Power of the Light is too good to give up. Resolving Vigor, why do we have this on our front bar? Front bar, let's go and buff up. This is without a light attack and ravaging proc, just about 13k over 5 seconds. Show you guys what it is in the back bar. 12.4k. So yes, it is very small, the difference, but it's definitely noticeable. Especially while I'm DPSing, you're able to just animation cancel Vigor and get straight back into DPSing. Instead of DPSing, switch bars, Vigor, then DPS again. You can lose a little bit of damage output from that. Biting Jabs, this is your main spammable. And then Binding Javelin. Why are we running Binding Javelin over Dizzy Swing? First of all, Dizzy Swing we'd have to run on our back bar, which I don't want to do because I don't want to have to try to land a dizzying swing, especially against a good player. If they're a good player, it's going to be hard to land one because they'll just kite around you, making it twice as harder to land. And if I do end up landing it, switching back to my front bar and getting the light attack or even heavy attack to restore the stamina for that can take quite a while. That's why we're running Binding Javelin. It's also a instant CC. It's pretty hard to dodge unless you get hit at a distance. If you get hit at a distance, it's pretty easy. Back bar, Repentance. This is what allows you to solo play in small scale very well with, in my opinion, low stam recovery on a Templar. Caltrops, this is going to give you the snare as well, plus the damage. I don't believe the snares stack. If they do, please correct me. But I run this for a really good chokehold, especially since the groups I play in, we love to do a lot of tower farming, a lot of tight chokehold spots. So we'd stack our AoEs, and we'd burn, ulti dump them, etc. Forward momentum. Why are we running forward momentum over rally? Very good question, very easy answer. Since we're not running medium armor, we don't have access to everybody's favorite evasion skill. Well, yeah, shuffle. So since we're not running shuffle, we're not going to have a snare immunity. Having snare immunity is very helpful, but Miracle, you're running extended ritual. You don't need a snare immunity. Yes, the fuck you do. 1, 2, buff. Oh no, I'm out of magicka. Buff. Oh no, still out of magicka. Can't pop my extended ritual. I have a shit ton of dots and snares on me. I'm fucked. That's with rally. Extended ritual, you only ever want to pop if you have a lot of dots on you. 5 dots or more, roughly. If you're taking a lot of damage from dots, pop it. You don't want to waste your magicka. Forward momentum will get rid of all snares, plus give you immunity to all snares for 6 seconds, and this is only at level 2. I believe at level 4, it is 8 seconds, I believe. I'm pretty sure it goes up by 1 second each, so 6, 7, yeah, 8 seconds. Simple math. Not really. Very simple. Restoring focus. This is going to give you your major resolve and your major ward, which will increase your physical and spell resistance by 50 to 80, which will also give us minor vitality, minor protection. Pretty much increasing our healing received by 8% and reducing our damage taken. Vigor tick is now 1400. That is excluding ravaging. Ravaging will bring it to about 15k. Light attack, I believe we're very close to 16k. Healing over 6 seconds. That is when you want to pop your vigor. And with Troll King and Vigor up with a 16k Vigor tick, it is very, very powerful. You will not go down for a while. And that is why we run Restoring Focus. Extended Ritual, like I said, you don't want to spam the living shit out of this. You can only pop it twice in a row, plus you're Restoring Focus, and then you gotta wait a little bit for your stem recovery to come back. If you have that Sprinter passive, then sprinting to get magic recovery higher will help it a lot, but it's not going to be enough to get it up when you really, really need it. And then also we're running Empowering Sweep. Front bar, we're running Dawnbreaker. Forgot to mention that. Now, why are we running Empowering Sweep instead of Crescent? I know Empowering is the Magicka version of it, and Crescent is the damage version. Now let me go and tell you guys why, and it is very, very simple, and a lot of Stamplars run Crescent, and I don't know why, because you will never use Crescent over a Dawnbreaker, because Dawnbreaker will always be 1,000 times better. So, Empowering Sweep, why do we run it? Also, reduces damage dealt to you by 15% for 10 seconds, plus an additional 4% for each enemy hit. If you're finding yourself in a huge clusterfuck situation, if you pop your Empowering Sweep, you will be very, very tanky for, what was it, 15 seconds? 10 seconds. 15%, 10 seconds. And it stacks up a lot, plus your minor protection from this, plus your Vigor and Troll King proc / ticks, your Rally ticks, and your Restoring Focus 400 healing tick every 2 seconds. All that together will make you very, 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 very tanky. The only time you ever want to use Empowering Sweep is if you absolutely need to. Other than that, you're going to want to pop a few Power of the Lights on your enemies, smack them in the ass with the Dawnbreaker, jab them to death, and watch them burn. It is a very, very good combo. You always, 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 always want to do Power of the Light, Heavy Attack, Rendering Slashes, Dawnbreaker, and then spam jabs, and then all of that should get just about the max copied damage from Power of the Light, which then it'll blow up right in their face, and 99% of the time, bring them to the dirt. You can also stack Caltrops on top of them, and do that whole combo that helps out a lot as well. So that is why we are running Empowering Sweep over Crescent Sweep. If you're on Crescent Sweep, I don't know what you're doing, quit, you're a dumbass. Anyways guys, I hope you liked this video. My next one would be either a Stamina DK or a Stamina Warden build, and quite possibly a Stamina Blade or Magicka Templar build. Especially since Magicka Templar will be very viable again come next patch, since they are finally fixing the skill called? Yeah, Puncturing Sweep. The Puncturing Sweep bug, where it did not deal the amount of damage that it should, also as well with their execution, Gradient Oppression, where its ticks were not hitting for as hard as what they should be. Magicka Templar will definitely more than actually likely be the next build, so I have a pretty good idea in mind for one. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below on what you think of the build. I don't know if this is meta or not. I've never heard of any Stamplars running Troll King with Ravaging and Bone Pirate at the same time. I've heard of a few. Ravaging, I got the idea. I used to run Mechanical Acuity over it until my friend Bottle of Syrup recommended Ravaging. I've tested it out, fell in love with it, golded it out, fell in love with it more, and I've been running with it ever since. Anyways guys, make sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications to see every time I'll be uploading builds, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.